Let me answer Senator Murray's question because it was a good one. Her question, as I appreciate it, is how do we deal with rescission? A president, any president, has the right to send us a rescission package. You and I have the right to vote no. But when we appropriate money, and this to me is what it's about, it's not about how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin.
If you care about where your tax dollars are going, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because stories like this are exactly why this channel exists. What you're about to hear isn't political theater. It's what happens when someone finally says out loud what millions of Americans have been thinking.
Let me answer Senator Murray's question because it was a good one. Her question, as I appreciate it, is how do we deal with rescission? A president, any president, has the right to send us a rescission package. You and I have the right to vote no. But when we appropriate money, and this to me is what it's about, it's not about how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. And it's not about a law review article. Article 1 versus Article 2. The American people care about, because American people don't care. They pay us to care. American people care about the cost of living and how their money is spent. And when we appropriate money to a president, any president, and they spend that money on male prostitutes in Haiti, on condoms in Zambia, on electric buses in Uganda, I want to know about it. I never heard it from this committee, for damn sure. I heard about it from the White House. And I'm damn glad they told me. And I'm going to vote to get rid of that stuff every single time. And if you don't want to agree with me, I'm saying you do or don't, Patty, but you have a vote. But the president has the right to send us a rescission package and say this is spending porn.
Senator Bozeman.
My work here is done.
Senator Bozeman.
Here's the key point Kennedy makes, and it's one the media won't emphasize. This isn't about Article 1 versus Article 2. This isn't about how many lawyers can write a law review article. Regular Americans don't live in that world. They live in a world where groceries cost more, rent is up, gas is expensive, and every dollar matters. And they expect Congress to take their money seriously. Kennedy points out that when Congress appropriates money, there is an assumption it will be spent responsibly. But under the Biden era, we're finding out after the fact that taxpayer dollars are going to things like funding male prostitutes in Haiti, condoms in Zambia, and electric buses in Uganda. That's not conservative rhetoric. Those are real line items that came to light only after the money was already gone. And here's what should make everyone angry, regardless of party. Kennedy says he didn't hear about this spending from the committee. He heard about it from the White House. That tells you everything you need to know about how disconnected this process has become from accountability and transparency. Kennedy makes it clear that if Democrats want to defend this kind of spending, that's their right. They get a vote. But the president also has the right to send Congress a rescission package and say this spending is wasteful, unnecessary, and offensive to taxpayers. And Kennedy is just as clear that every time he sees spending like this, he's voting to cut it. This moment matters because it exposes the real divide in Washington. One side treats your money like monopoly cash to fund global pet projects. The other side is asking why Americans are struggling while billions are sent overseas for things no one voted for and no one was told about. The lesson here is simple. Government doesn't have a money problem. It has a spending problem. And until more lawmakers are willing to speak as plainly as John Kennedy did in this moment, nothing changes. This isn't about left versus right. It's about whether Washington works for the people who pay the bills or for bureaucrats and global priorities that never show up on a ballot.